And we are back, and I hope you're all well because I'm absolutely melting right now. We are in the middle of the summer, but we've got our next episode of the Non-League Natter, and we've got Craig Denton, Hallam FC manager, in the hot seat, and we filmed this actually when we were at Handsworth actually. The video's already gone out, but yeah, it was great to sit down with him. We filmed it just before the game actually, and got his insight into sort of the promotion from last season and sort of plans for the future really. Because I say he's been at the club 6 years, which is absolutely incredible. You don't get that many sort of non-league managers sort of being at a club for so long now, which is quite nice actually. It's nicely refreshing. But it was great to see his story. I think we'll need to do a part 2 at some point with him. Yeah, we'll try and do that. But yes, take it away, Craig. You're in the hot seat. Well, it's a little bit humid here at Handsworth, but I say, we're in the stand. How you been, mate?
Yeah, all good, ready to go again.
Yeah, you still had a bit of a high after the promotion from last season?
Yeah, what a great end to the season, and getting promoted, fantastic, but it also comes with lots of other hurdles and other things to sort. So yeah, looking really forward to it, and obviously it was nice to finish off at Hillsborough against Worktop Town, where we unfortunately didn't win the game, but it was good to thank the fans for the support for the season, and yeah, I've not really had a rest, go straight back into it. Coming into his third pre-season game tonight, so yeah, it's been good.
Could you imagine the journey that you've been on since you've taken over? Nearly 6 years ago now, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's 6 years is just ridiculous. So leaving Barton Town in Northern Counties Prem at just before that COVID time, starting a project with Richard Pillinger, the chairman, to see what we could do with Hallam Football Club, and I think getting that promotion from Northern Counties 1 into Northern Counties Prem in that first year were fantastic, were great. But everyone supported us, the supporters continue coming out, and those numbers keep getting bigger. Yeah, it's been a bit of a whirlwind, but when you sort of look back of what we've achieved as a football club, it's outstanding.
And the pressure as well, I think, as Hallam, one of the oldest clubs in the world, and do you feel like there is big pressure on with the size of Hallam, with the job that you've done to get them?
Yeah, I think to be honest, Hallam has always been that football club with all that history. I know previous managers have continued to build it prior for me coming in, and I think again I spoke about it a lot, the factors of that sort of COVID, where people was able to come to watch non-league, the pro game, the professional game, where there's ticket prices and stuff happening at a lot of local clubs, people falling in love with non-league, and I think it's just generated loads of momentum, and bringing success on the pitch helps people coming through the door as well, and I think it's just grown massively. So yeah, it's.
Do you think more so with not just COVID, but also Hallam is just down the road from Chef Wednesday as well? So have you seen a lot of Wednesday fans that they've been a little bit pissed off at Chancery, but have you seen a lot of them coming to watch Hallam as well?
Yeah, we've had a lot of support from supporters from both clubs, from Sheffield United and Sheffield Wednesday. I think people can really relate. They can watch if their pro team have not got a game, they can pop down to Sandygate, and they'll know that they'll get a good experience. So I think we get to see all the ground hoppers, but we are seeing a lot of Sheffield Wednesday, Sheffield United supporters coming down to support us, and again, it's not all what you see on the pitch. It's an atmosphere. You come down and have something to eat, a few beers, and hopefully we send out that sort of like family feel message of being comfortable.
Because I remember when I first started following Northern Counties, which had been just after COVID, so about 21-22, so you were in step 6 then, but there were some big teams in that league. I mean, of course, you got promoted to that league, but you had the likes of Therapy, you had the likes of Brig, you had Rosington Main in there as well.
Yeah.
There were some clash teams, and you have to say, you got promoted and really established yourself in step 5, and now you're in step 4.
Yeah, we really want to establish yourself in step 5. That's where we when I first took the job, we knew the challenge from Northern Counties 1, which is a really tough league to get out of, to Northern Counties Premier. I think both leagues to move up to step 4 is a challenge as well. But yeah, Hallam gets a lot of attention because obviously the support and the numbers. But it's great for the city, and just so pleased that I've had such a big impact with the football club and everyone else connected as well. I've got a fantastic management team, the volunteers of the football club, and everyone working really hard together to achieve what we wanted to achieve, and that's all we can look at.
I have to say though, what was your thought when that lad from Beverley tried to Panenka in the playoff final?
Well, I thought he was going to ask me what did you feel like when losing 2-0 at half time. That's literally where you just want the ground to come and swallow you up. It was strange on that game because we still believed that even losing 2-0 at half time that we had the quality and we had that grit and fight to go and get that early goal, and which we obviously did with Leon. But the Panenka is I think I spoke to a few of their players after the game, and they mentioned that he tried it in training and it actually worked. And the lads said, "Look, that's brilliant, but don't do that on Saturday." And he did, and bit of luck because sometimes it does work. And it would have made Hugo look really stupid if he went and dived in the bottom corner and he got dinked and Panenka, but it was great for us because he had an opportunity to go in the lead in the penalty shootout, which we did.
I mean, talk us through that game then. Apart from the Panenka, then just the whole day itself. What was your feelings? Were you nervous? Were you excited? What was
ultimately definitely nervous. The opportunity to get promoted to step 4 in any promotion. I was really quite calm and cool, but inside you are a little bit nervous, obviously. I think there was 2 things riding it. We played at their place early on in the season, and we had, I think 5-6 players didn't play in that game, which they did in the final. I think we lost the game 2-0 or 2-1. But then obviously at our place we beat them 7-0, I think it was, or 7-1, again I can't remember exactly. I think it was 7-0. And going into that game thinking Allan's going to be alright because they battered these the other month, so we're going to be alright. So there was that pressure. But I didn't expect that at all. I knew it was going to be a really difficult game. David's got a really young, athletic, hungry team. And like I say, they fully deserve to go 2-0 up. We're a little bit sloppy, but they really turned up in that first half, and then we had to regroup at half time. But the game went so quick. It was like the quickest game I've ever been involved. But yeah, at the end there was just that relief, when Hugo made the save, and it had confirmed that was the end of the game, we'd won, and I was just sort of like so relieved and felt like a weight off my shoulders. Everyone was running, celebrating. I went over to the bench to the opposition, and give them a bit of a hug and a chat, because I think that losing on penalties is absolutely awful. Losing on penalties to get promotion, it's guttering. So I really felt for the management team. But I guess that's penalties, isn't it? That's a decider. So yeah, I had a few drinks on that evening, and to be honest, I think I went home quite early. I was so tired. I had a couple of beers and I'm just ready for my bed. It's a long day and it's very draining mentally. But yeah, what a wonderful day for the football club.
It was great. I was really pleased. I mean, I'm a side, I've got a tremendous amount of respect for, and I was really pleased the fact that seeing Hallam get promoted. For you as well, maybe over the last 18 months, 2 years, have you seen a big shift in terms of Sheffield footballers as a whole, not just the pro side, but also the non-league side, the rise of Hallam and the fall of Sheffield FC. Have you seen a bit of a big shift in terms of Sheffield football?
Yeah, definitely. I think there is. I think teams like Sheffield FC, I know they've come out of step 4, and it would be great if they can bounce back, because and we hopefully remaining at step 4 ourselves. Because having those two teams against each other is awesome. But yeah, I think apart from what's happening with Sheffield clubs and that sort of off the field stuff, there's a massive shift in Sheffield football, and I bang on about it all the time, is that we should have our own home of football museum. That's just where it all started, and having both Sheffield FC and Hallam, there's a lot of attention on Sheffield football in general.
Why do you think there's not been a museum of the home of football? Why do you not think?
I think it's based in Manchester at the moment. I think the local authority, the council, they've been trying to push it. I know the home of football charity. I think that they've been pushing on our Sheffield FC. So hopefully that'll happen at some point. We need something in the city what really shows off our heritage, and I know that the football clubs in the local area would get behind that.
Yeah, definitely. So you mentioned Sheffield FC as well. I'll take you for of course the derby as well, which was absolutely fantastic. The crowd was there. Could you ever expected the hype of that quarter-final tie?
No, not at all. I think it was such a magical evening as well, and I remember turning up on the evening, and we knew we was expecting a big crowd because in terms of our ticket sales and things, but the place was packed. So I think we usually get the lads meeting about 6:30, and I turned up about 6:10. And there were people in the bar eating and drinking, and I thought, this is going to be a bit of a crowd. I know that the local, I think it was ITV or Look North was there, Radio Sheffield. I think I was on the phone with Radio Sheffield, and it was just a game under the lights at Sandy 8, and it was buzzing. What an evening for both sets of supporters and for the local football.
I remember turning up I think it was like 6:15, and I thought I need to get here about 2 hours before kick-off.
Yeah.
I left work and I drove straight there, and I think I struggled to park.
Yeah.
Even at that time, and I meant to get in, there was probably about 100, 200 people there already, and it was just, you just knew that the buzz was going to be there that night. And did it feel like, what do you think was more nerve-wracking, that the playoff final was that, or that?
The playoff final, I shadow with that. Yeah. Playoff final is a lot more nerve-wracking. Yeah. That's not taking anything away from the Sheffield Hampshire Cup, not taking anything away from playing Sheffield FC. There's just a lot riding on that one game, isn't it? It's that one game. You win this, you're getting promoted. Whereas, if we beat Sheffield FC, then we knew that we was going to face another tough ask, which we obviously found out it was going to be Stocksbridge, and then it's just like, and then you have to get to a final, which were probably going to be Worksop, and it ended up being Worksop. But yeah, we definitely the playoff final game which was a very nervous one. I really enjoyed the Hillsborough game against Worksop Town, because again there was no pressure on us, so we could really relax and really enjoy the occasion. Whereas against the playoff final,
against Worksop then in that cup final, of course you already confirmed that you were going to be in step 4. Did you feel like a good test for yourself against a very good side like Worksop, who were going to be in the National League, but a side that teams of that calibre maybe things to come for yourself in the next season?
Yeah, we knew sort of playing against Sheffield FC and Stocksbridge before even winning the playoff final. It's always set a good benchmark. So when you come up against step 4 teams, obviously Stocksbridge who got promoted to step 3, which is an absolute awesome achievement for them. And coming up against Worksop in a final, you know that they're going to be at their utmost best. They want to win the game because there's a trophy at the end of it. So yeah, it was nice to at the end of the game to think we've competed, moving into step 4, and that that our lads can mix it with players at step 4 and then also moving up to step 2.
Because I was a bit gutted. I didn't go to the cup final. People were asking me, "Are you going to come in?" And I was like, "No." I think I did about 3 or 4 games, and in about 5 days, I thought I need it.
Yeah.
Yes, it's just crazy. I mean, to be fair, looking back, there was a couple of games I saw last season. The Winston game, right early in the season, showed to me. I think you had a bit of a slow start to the season.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
But for me, I know Winston were on a bit of a downward spiral at the time, coming out of step 4, but I thought the quality, Rio especially that night absolutely just tore Winston apart. But of course, he's gone on to play for Scarborough as well. I think he's fantastic for him. But the play, for Rio, is developing as well. How did you see him being?
Yeah, so when I agreed to sign Danny South, Danny mentioned Rio, mentioned that he played at Donny City. He'd had a few games at Shirebrook, a little bit in and out of their team when I went and watched. But we saw a bit of quality, a bit of skill. Really open to learning. I think if you're a young player, we've got likes of Rob and Matt and Andy Emsley, Wayne, got A licensed coaches, and experienced players in the dressing room to really support Rio on his journey. I think Rio still needs to continue learning. But it was really nice for us to showcase a young player, a local lad. Giving that opportunity in it, and wow, he's done amazing, and rightly so deserved a move up the pyramid, and he'll always be welcome to Hallam. That's coming back playing. I hope he goes and smashes it, and he will do, because like I say, he's open to listening and open to learning. I think that's a big thing we need to have as a young player. So yeah, I'm really proud that not just myself but everybody at the football club have played a part in that move, but he's ultimately done it himself.
Well, it's great as well as a manager and of course the coaching staff as well, when you find gems like that, and alright, you might not be able to hold on to them for a long time, but just to have to give them the game time, the experience as well, and also pass on your knowledge as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think with Rio, he had loads of opportunities to leave Hallam within the season. He was a non-contracted player, and as you see, in non-league, many 7 days coming in, but we're fully focused on finishing the project, and you've got to admire players like that, because we know at this level, players jump for another extra 20 quid here and there. Loads of people tapping up your best players. So yeah, it's a testament to Rio. He literally worked really hard and stuck to the task and sorted it out, and that's why we're so pleased he scored in the final against Worksop.
Yeah,
That was magical.
Definitely as well. So final question then for you. We were asking Scott the other day about going into the East as well. What are you looking forward to next season in the Northern Premier East?
Going to football clubs which we've not visited previously, the management team. Test ourselves at step 4. Look forward to the challenge, and if we can put off some good performances in front of our supporters, that'd be great. And whatever success looks like, for me is literally continue to build, and that's what we want to do. So
I think in my normal Premier prediction I do was 11th. Would you take that?
I'll take that. Yeah, I saw that.
Denton, you've been absolutely brilliant.
Cheers,
mate.
Thank you, pal.
There we go then. Great to have Craig on the Non-League Natter. It was really good to talk to him, and I say one of the nicest guys I've met in football, and got so much time for him. And I say fingers crossed. Hope Hallam do well this season, and I say we'll try and catch him at some point. But yeah, if you enjoyed this, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, plenty of videos are coming very soon. So you know what to do. Stay tuned.